What's beyond the universe? This will be the main theme of this channel. But before I proceed, it is important to specify, to clarify something. What will I usually mean when I will say universe? Sometimes with universe, we mean something that's contained in the universe, like stars, planets, galaxies. That's not what I mean here. Other times, with universe, we mean the observable universe. It's not what I mean either. What's the observable universe? Uh, it's the universe that we can observe. Basically, when we observe the universe, whether it's a closed star or the objects that are at the very limit of the distance that we can observe, we use electromagnetic waves. And recently, gravitational waves, that's a great breakthrough. But we cannot see beyond. We can only see up to the distance that these waves could cover from the very first moments they were produced. And then they cover this distance, and then they reach either our eyes so that we can see these little things, stars, but it's a very limited extent because our eyes are not powerful instruments for this, or our instruments like telescopes, radiation detectors, and things like that. But this distance has a limit. We cannot see beyond this limit because it would require something traveling faster than light reaching our detectors and telescopes, and it would require our instruments to be able to see this, but there's not such a thing, at least for what we know. So this chunk of universe that we can observe, which is some billions of light years, I think something like 60 billion light years across, is called the observable universe. That's not what I mean when I say the universe. When I say the universe, I mean the whole thing, however big it is. Space-time itself. I don't mean what is contained in the universe, but I mean the universe itself. However big, mysterious, and weird it is that we don't even know yet. I can say that when I say universe, I mean reality. So what's beyond space-time? What's beyond reality? This is a question that really puzzles me. And this is one of the main topics of this channel. But what are the goals of this channel? This is not my pro channel. My pro channel is about observable, measurable science. It's about health, nutritional sciences, nutraceuticals. You can find the link in the descriptions of my videos. But this channel is more like a hobby, a passion. And we are talking about unanswered questions. So there is no way to find a guaranteed scientific answers. I wish. Or maybe it's better. I mean, part of the mystery will be gone in that case, but still, there's plenty of mystery up there. So, what are the main goals of this channel besides talking about wondering what's beyond reality? If it's possible to say beyond the universe, beyond reality. So basically, speculate. Try to make hypotheses about the unanswered questions. Speculate about mysterious phenomena that we have observed, scientists have observed, but that we don't know why they happen and how they can happen. Quantum non-locality, the problems of reconcile relativity with quantum physics, the theory of wormholes, black holes, extreme gravity, singularities, what happens in those weird regions of space, double slit experiment, and things like that. Quantum entanglement, very important. And then another goal is basically to throw apples onto people's heads. What do I mean with that? Everybody knows the anecdote of Sir Isaac Newton's life. Newton is one of the greatest scientists ever that mankind has known. And we owe him a lot, especially about gravitation and many other things. But these anecdotes warns that how did he start figuring out many things about gravitation? He was sitting under a tree, and all of a sudden an apple fell on his head. And this sparked that eureka moment in his mind, and he started figuring a lot of things out. So my goal is to throw these apples, these questions, these mysteries to people's head for two purposes. First, we need to be stimulated to find answers, to have ideas, to make discoveries, to have intuitions. So maybe this will be a small contribution for scientists to be inspired. And the other purpose is possibly and hopefully to find other scientists. Maybe the very young people out there will watch these videos, and maybe they will find their passion that was buried within their being, their mind, and they didn't know about that. And maybe they will figure what's the passion, what's the interest of their life, and maybe they will pursue these studies and they will become successful scientists and figure many things out and solve other mysteries. So in other words, this purpose is to find the little Einsteins, potential Einsteins, or Einstein-like people that might be hiding out there and that we don't know, and they don't even know either. But for now, as a first video of this channel, I just like to conclude by digging a little more about this concept of beyond reality. So what's reality? Have you ever wondered, for example, where is the universe located? We are very used to think about locality or location of objects. So this pen is here, planet Earth is where it is now, and the sun is at a certain distance from Earth. But where's the whole thing? Where's the universe? Now, if we apply this question, where is it, to the entire universe, it doesn't make sense. Why? Because we are not asking where something is in space. We're asking where space is in its entirety. It doesn't make sense because that would imply that there's space beyond space. So if we limit this question to a portion of space-time, for example, where is the space that contains our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, then it makes sense because there is a larger space, our galaxy supercluster, that contains that chunk of space in which our galaxy is located. But if we extend the question to the entire space-time, where is it? It doesn't make any sense. But this is mind-bending. Have you ever wondered about it? How can something be nowhere? Because, again, if we apply this question to the entire space, it seems like it's nowhere, because only in space there is something can be localized. But again, how can there not be space beyond space? It doesn't even make sense to say beyond. Another question that can help us to see how mind-bending the previous question is what's the shape of the universe? Again, universe, the entire thing, reality. It cannot have a shape. Why? Because the concept itself of shape only applies in the universe. For example, we have a sphere, its shape is a sphere. Why? Because there is space inside and space outside, three-dimensional space, so that we can draw its shape. Or we have a cube, same thing. we have a galaxy, same thing, a spiral or a globular galaxy, whatever. But if we apply the question to the entire space-time, however big it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense. Why? It cannot have any shape because there is no space outside. There isn't even an outside, because outside would imply space again. So we wouldn't be talking about the entire reality, the whole thing. But so having any shape would imply, for example, let's take again the example of the sphere, because usually when it comes to the entire universe, the Big Bang model is used. It is said that the Big Bang started with a minuscule, super massive, concentrated point of energy that at certain points started to expand in all directions. So people usually tend to imagine this concept like a tiny dot that then expands like a balloon. So like with a spherical shape, but it's not. Why? Because a sphere implies an internal surface that is warped and an external surface. But again, an external surface requires that there is space, that there is reality outside. If there is no outside at all, there can't be any boundary, there cannot be any shape. But how can it exist? How can it even exist? So mysteries and questions like these will be addressed in this channel. Feel free to comment, to ask questions, so that maybe I will be able to cover these questions in future videos. And let's hope to stimulate other people to come out with possible solutions, reasonable hypotheses, and other things like that. So thank you for watching, and all the best.